Greetings and salutations. I am Manny Chumiso, also known as the Alkalized Man. In today's presentation, I will explain the power of curcumin. Enjoy the information. So let me find a little corner. Okay. What is curcumin? Curcumin is the yellow pigment in turmeric. Turmeric is part of the ginger family, typically used for spices, coloring, and multiple other collection of things. Commonly used in Indian, Mediterranean, and also beautiful Oriental foods. It has a plethora of health benefits, and we're going to go over some of these concepts in today's presentation. So, it's used as a super healing agent. Now, let me explain how. What is the power of curcumin? Now, I am not a doctor, but the medical industry has found that curcumin is anti-tumor, antioxidant, a super antioxidant, anti-arthritis, anti-amyloid, which is Alzheimer's protective. It's anti-ischemic, which is heart attack prevention. It's anti-inflammatory, like the arthritis and so on. It's hepatoprotective, which is protection for the liver. Antiviral, antibacterial, antiseptic, antifungal, antimalarial, anti-atherosclerotic, which is the hardening of the arteries. And it's phytoestrogen, which is normalizing and modulating the hormone function. And the chelator is dealing with the heavy metals in the brain, the body. Oh, this stuff is so powerful. And here, I'll break it down a little bit. So let's go over the antioxidants that occurs in your body.
We are exposed to a variety of environmental stresses that affect our health. That exposure increases the number of free radicals in our bodies. Free radicals are molecules with an unpaired electron in search of another electron. They roam freely in our bodies, seeking out and destroying our healthy cells. Left unchecked, high free radical levels have been linked to a number of diseases, including diabetes, coronary heart disease, and cancer. Much like high cholesterol, they are a warning sign of trouble down the road. While a certain amount of free radical activity in our bodies is normal, a variety of factors can lead to unsafe levels. An unhealthy diet, smoking, stress, injury, toxins, and pollutants in our air and water. In reality, the culprit is us. Fortunately, there are ways to defend our bodies against the harmful effects of free radicals. Antioxidants help our body fight back and repair itself from the inside out. They give free radicals the electron they're looking for, stabilizing them before they damage our cells. Increasing your antioxidant consumption on a daily basis has been shown to lower free radical levels and promote better health.
Now, antioxidants, you can get it in your food. It's in your fruits and vegetables, and also good quality water, but also in curcumin. Oh, so beautiful. You don't get it from these, so stop eating this as much. The power of curcumin. Curcumin, the true power is its antioxidants. And in the body, it has two major methods. Now, curcumin, the molecule itself, is an antioxidant. As you saw in the previous video, it gives electrons to the free radicals. So that's the cool part. But the coolest part is it reacts to your DNA. It affects the DNA by cell signaling to produce antioxidants. So your body is generating antioxidants. Now, curcumin has the property where it produces apoptosis, where apoptosis is programmed cell death that occurs in multicellular organisms. So this ability is to send a signal to program a developing damaged or cancerous cells to die, to where only the good cells propagates and survive and continue to cell divide, and this helps your body repair itself. So if your cancerous cells is trying to populate, the curcumin will literally tell them to die. And if they're dying before it does a cell division, then you're not producing multiple cancer cells. Extremely powerful. Extremely powerful. What does this really mean? There are medical studies on how curcumin affects breast cancer, hormone-driven head and neck cancer, oral cancer, esophageal cancer, leukemia cancer, multiple myeloma, prostate cancer, neuroblastoma, liver cancer, fibromyalgia, obesity leading cancers, and etc. Now, look at this lady. She looks young. She's not supposed to have cancer. And cancer just keeps getting younger and younger. Doctors know how it works. They know how it works. They don't just look what it's doing. They actually know how it works. Now, curcumin inhibits cancer development. Again, like the two methods dealing with the antioxidants. It stops all stages of cancer cell growth. It stops the transformation. It stops the initiation. It stops the promotion. It stops the invasion. It also stops the angiogenesis and the metastasis, where the cancer spreads along the body. Now, what does the doctors say? Doctors say a lot of stuff, but what they've been learning is the curcumin has so many effects. Now, why are they going into this? The pharmaceutical companies, through all these different studies, they want to understand what it's doing, how it's doing it, to the point where they can change it, patent it, and sell it. But we don't want side effects, not even close, because so far everything that they produced, all man-made chemicals, has side effects. Everything in nature doesn't really have much of a side effect that's really meant for us. All cancer patients should be getting on curcumin, literally. The antioxidants, stopping the cancer cells. It makes chemotherapy. Now, if you're going to do it, makes chemotherapy more effective and reduces the side effects. It works so well that there's no counter action between the pharmaceutical drugs and the curcumin, because curcumin is a food. Taking curcumin with medication helps reduce the side effects, as well as the condition that you're taking your pharmaceutical stuff for anyway. Now, let's break it down.
Doctor, can we talk about cancer a little bit? Various types out there. What are some of the things that you've seen in terms of your patients, and what some of the things that you've been able to do?
A better thing to talk about in relationship to, well, I will talk about that, right? A better thing to talk about, however, is the relationship between profits and cancer in the United States. There was a study that was published, I believe it was in 1994. It was a 12-year program, 12-year study. They looked at adults who had developed cancer as an adult, not childhood cancer, but adult cancer, right? And this is the main types of cancer that we get here in the United States. They did a meta-analysis of these people all around the world who developed cancer as adults for 12 years and were treated with chemo. And they looked at the results. And they published the results in the Journal of Clinical Oncology. And the results? 97% of the time, chemotherapy does not work. 97% of the time, it doesn't work. So why is it still used? It's one reason and one reason only: money. If you go to a medical doctor, an MD, with a sinus infection, and that doctor prescribes an antibiotic, he gets no financial kickback. Now, if he prescribes 5,000, of that antibiotic in 1 month, the drug company that makes it might send him to Cancun for a conference, right? But he gets no direct remuneration. It's not with chemotherapeutic drugs, it's different. Chemotherapeutic drugs are the only classification of drugs that the prescribing doctor gets a direct cut of. So if your doctor prescribes chemotherapy for you, here's how it goes, more or less. The doctor buys it from the pharmaceutical company for $5,000, sells it to the patient for $12,000, insurance pays $9,000, and the doctor pockets the $4,000 difference. And there ought to be a law. The only reason chemotherapy is used is because doctors make money from it. Period. It doesn't work 97% of the time. If Ford Motor Company made an automobile that exploded 97% of the time, would they still be in business? No. This is the tip of the iceberg of the control that the pharmaceutical industry has on us. Most people have no idea of this at all. Now, I wrote a book. It's called The MD Emperor Has No Clothes, right? In my book, I have a bulleted list of 10 questions that every cancer patient should ask their doctor. 10 questions. I've had patients kicked out, literally, kicked out of the oncologist's office because the doctor was PO'd that the patient was asking him these questions. And these are just common sense questions. Cancer treatment in the United States, we have lost the war on cancer. We have lost the war on cancer. Why? Because cancer is not a reductionistic phenomenon. Cancer is a holistic phenomenon. And when you try to bring a reductionistic methodology like drugs and surgery to bear on a holistic phenomenon, you will completely miss the boat each and every time. You cannot do it. Medical doctors are like colorblind art critics. They can see that that's a boat. They can see the black and white outline, but they're completely blind to all of the colors and textures that make up the substance of the thing. It's no difference with cancer. The reason that people get cancer in the United States and the reason that we have completely lousy outcomes is because medical doctors are driving the research bus. When women get together and do a 5K run for breast cancer, all of that money, do you think any of that money goes to nutritional research? Do you think any of that money goes to homeopathic research or acupuncture or traditional Chinese medicine or naturopathic research? No. All of it goes to drugs and surgery, which do not work. Now, why aren't those women running for selenium? If every girl in this country took 200 micrograms of selenium, in one generation we'd eliminate breast cancer by 82%. That's a big number. Why aren't we doing that? Because medicine in the United States is a for-profit industry, and most people are completely unaware of this, and most people bow down to the altar of MD-directed high-tech medicine at their own demise.
That's the sad part. But that's why we're looking at this. The brain on curcumin. Now, India consumes turmeric daily. I swear, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They have a fourth of the Alzheimer rates in comparison to the US. Studies have shown that it has reduced the effects of stroke by 50%. It lowers oxidative stress. Curcumin is able to bind to the heavy metals in the brain. It diminishes the oxidation damages like organophosphate, which are the basis of many herbicides, insecticides, suicides, and everything else between, and the nerve agents and the list of other chemicals that bombards our bodies. It reduces brain fog, which increases concentration, focus, memory, and the aging brain. It's able to boost DHA in the brain, which is extremely, extremely important. the omega-3s. It reduces neurotoxicity induced by fluoride. We get our fluoride from our water, from Listerine, toothpastes, and those in between. And in vivo evidence, it increases brain levels of the brain-derived neurotropic factor, which technically it decreases depression and Alzheimer's. So powerful, so powerful. The heart on curcumin. Now, curcumin has been found to lower cholesterol, lower triglyceride levels while exhibiting platelets aggravation. Example, cardiac disease, heart attacks, blood clots, and etc. Multiple studies show curcumin can reduce cardiovascular disease. The effects of curcumin antioxidants can reduce adrenomycin-induced cardiotoxicity and may prevent diabetic cardiovascular complications. Now, the anti-thrombotic, anti-proliferative, and anti-inflammatory effects of curcumin can decrease the serum cholesterol levels. This may protect against the pathological changes occurring with atherosclerosis. Now, it helps reperfusion injuries, which is basically minimizes the damage or injuries from a operation like cardiac bypass surgery and stuff. It also reduces the oxidized plaque. Oh, so good, so good. So get on it. The liver on curcumin. Now, pay attention for those who have diabetes. Okay, check this out. Curcumin protects against fibrosis, which is the fat deposits that become a scar, where the fat displaces the liver cells, which is causing high inflammation. Now, a lot of people are really focused on this one, weight loss. It prevents fat accumulation and increases fat loss. It promotes browning of the white adipose tissues, which is technically fat cells. Now, the thermogenic action increases calorie burn. It suppresses inflammation associated with obesity, which technically is just an abundance of toxicity. Okay, its anti-diabetic action, diabetes prevention. That's huge. Now, it prevents metabolic syndrome. It lowers cholesterol, lowers triglyceride levels, and sugar levels. The University of Auburn states that it can reverse diabetes type 2. Reverse diabetes type 2. It protects the liver, improves the liver detox performance, but it also regenerates liver cells. It regenerates liver cells. And it helps the gallbladder. Huge. And it protects the diabetic nerve and the diabetic arteries. So if you have diabetes, get on this like there's no tomorrow. If you have liver issues, get on this like there's no tomorrow. Please. Kidneys on curcumin. Now, curcumin has shown that it lowers kidney inflammation and protective against other organs from ischemia, reperfusion injuries. Prevents fluoride-induced damages. Fluoride from our water, toothpaste, and mouth rinses and such. The gentamicin, a drug for life-threatening infections, the common side effects is it damages the kidneys and the hearing. Curcumin has reduced these side effects. Now, this is pretty cool. The American Journal of Physiology, Renal Physiology, or also known as AGP Renal Physiology, they have found that curcumin reduces inflammation in all stages of kidney disease, and even later stages of kidney disease have shown improvement. Now, it can blunt the generation and action in the inflammatory molecules and ameliorates or reduce chronic kidney disease. Now, as well as the associated inflammatory disorders. So, if you have kidney issues, you should be getting on this stuff. The stomach on curcumin. Now, curcumin repairs the stomach gastric ulcerations caused by aspirin-like medication products. Curcumin does not suppress the acids, but it's highly effective in helping the healing in ulcers. Now, the AGP gastrointestinal and liver physiology shows evidence that it helps leaky gut syndrome, irritable bowel syndrome, chronic yeast, which is effective on all 14 different strands of Candida. That's something. We don't have 14, but it affects all 14. It also helps in intestinal diabetes, basically food sensitivity, allergies, and it improves the barriers and the resistance. It also improves the resistance formation against antibiotics for staph. So basically, if you build up the resistance, it lowers that resistance, so the antibiotics helps you better. See? Curcumin is so powerful. And you gotta be thinking, there's so much to this. Huh. Dum dum dum. The DNA on curcumin. Now, curcumin initiates apoptosis, which programs cell death. This helps a wide variety of cancers. Now, when there is a mutated or damaged cell, curcumin uses the apoptosis to program those cells to die before it divides, replicates, and spread along the body. It inhibits multiple cancer growth. It protects against arsenic-induced DNA damage. The DNA. Now, Russell Blaylock, MD of neurosurgeon and an author and a researcher, he states, quote, curcumin has shown itself to be the king of all anti-inflammatory substances, equal to the most powerful prescription drug. It's better than what they've been giving to people. It's because it's food. No side effects. I tell you this. It helps your DNA, man. The DNA. The building blocks. Come on. Get on to this curcumin. I tell you this. Now, the cancer on curcumin. Curcumin, the molecule, is multi-targeted therapy that affects all different types of cancer that affects us. Now, as you can see, on the left side is the multiple targets. 9 different families of cancer, where the pharmaceutical industry only targets one at a time. One type of cancer at a time with side effects, where these 9 different families of cancer is being affected, but in the same time, no side effects, and is dealing with multiple things in the body. So do you want to take pills or do you want to take a food? The body on curcumin. Now, those who have fibromyalgia, studies have shown that curcumin reduces the symptoms and reduces the free radical overload in the body. It protects the patients from radiation damage. It protects against cadmium overload, copper overload, and iron overload in the brain. Over time in use, it will suppress Alzheimer's, heart disease, strokes, arthritis, autoimmune disease, and a huge variety of cancers that I've shown in the last slide. Curcumin helps increase brain energy by 158%, which is pretty cool because it keeps the ATPs flowing into the brain, which is dealing with your cells. I mean, this stuff is amazing. It reduces bacterial biofilm that ties to tooth decay in cavities. Now, pain and arthritis. Pain is an overload of inflammation in the body. So, curcumin, again, decreases the inflammation. It relieves your pain, like aspirin, with no side effects. Now, rheumatoid arthritis. Now, 500 milligrams of curcumin works better than ibuprofen. Now, they found out that 2 grams of curcumin, just 2 grams of curcumin, is as or better than 800 milligrams of ibuprofen. Now, ibuprofen has a lot of side effects, and you have to get a doctor's prescription. 2 grams of curcumin can do better than that. It increases the levels of your antioxidant, glutathione, where it reduces the buildup of free radicals in the brain, like 4-hydroxynonenal or 4-HNE, a lipid pre-oxidation in cancer. Now remember, curcumin is an antioxidant. It itself is an antioxidant. Okay? And it makes you into a factory of antioxidants. It has so many different lists of benefits. It's some people have almost labeled this as a panacea, almost like a cure-all. It does so much for the body. It's literally amazing. That's what they say. This is all studies from the hospitals, the pharmaceuticals, and the doctors themselves. This stuff is literally amazing. Oh, you gotta get on this stuff. Now, curcumin, as powerful as it is, it has one little bit of a weakness. And basically, it's its bioavailability and its ability to stay in your body. When you consume it, your liver just wants to get rid of it, just pass it through. Curcumin is also an oil base, which we ourselves are water based, 72% water, So the turmeric root has about 3% curcumin, which is a lipophilic, like fatty acids, pretty much like an oil. And when you take it as a powder and a root, you're pretty much only absorbing 1%. Now, the supplement industry, 95% of the curcumin concentration that they make in their pills, which is pretty much dry turmeric powder in a capsule, unfortunately, again, because it's oil-based and you're water-based, you only absorb 1%. Now, there's multiple methods of raising the absorption of curcumin. And the list of methods is, one, just taking in your turmeric with your food. Some people have boiled their water and then put the turmeric powder in there and then drink it like a tea. There's others who have used their turmeric in their cooking, but also use black pepper to raise the absorption. And others have used turmeric and essential oils. Now, the other one, which is very, very, very powerful, is just going even further, which is turmeric. There's 2 different types of turmeric. There's the autumn turmeric, and then there's the spring turmeric. And they also add vitamins, minerals, and essential oils, just to raise the absorption, but also the ability to stay in your body for a longer period of time so you can see and feel the benefits. Now, all curcumin is good, just as long as you get it in your system. But then again, it's all about the bioavailability. Now, the curcumin that I get utilizes the 2 different types of turmeric, the vitamins, the minerals, and the essential oils. Because all this acts as synergy. So when you take it, your body assembles it. It also lasts much longer in your system, so you can reap all the benefits of curcumin. So Evelyn and I use Ukon. So in the past, Evelyn had 2 car accidents. She's been drinking Kangen water and it's helped immensely with her body healing itself. But after all this research, we finally got it. She took 5 pills of Ukon before she went to bed. When she woke up, she had no pain whatsoever. No pain. And when I was downstairs making our breakfast and she was upstairs, all I heard all of a sudden out of the blue, I have no pain. What did we change? Oh! I'm like, what is going on? Oh, the Ukon. The Ukon took away her pain. That right there just opened up everything in our minds. Now with me, I'm a healthy guy. I eat pretty well, and I'm doing it for prevention. And also, when I was doing my health water protocol, it allowed me to lose 25 pounds in 3 weeks. It's amazing. Now, what makes Ukon very, very unique is they use Kangen water in all its processes of making the Ukon. They grow with it, they process it, they clean it and everything else in between. They even use it to package it. And it's 100% natural, organic, and it's vegan. It's a vegan pill. So it's perfect for vegans. It's wonderful. And so you're getting the full ranges. Now, what makes the autumn and the spring? One has an abundance of minerals, and the other one has an abundance of curcumin. So when you put them together, it just completes the equation. And with the minerals, vitamins, and the essential oils, it just completes everything. So it has helped us significantly. And we have heard stories it helping other people. So this is what we take. And as I said, get your curcumin in your system. So far, based on our experiences, Ukon is the best around the world. So do your studies. Look into it. Thank you for watching this presentation. I hope you guys learned something, and I hope you understand the value, the power of curcumin. Now, if someone referred you to this video, please go back to them so they can answer any of your questions. And if you want to get your own Ukon, they can help you out. But if you stumbled upon this and you want to get your Ukon or have any questions, please comment below, like it, comment below, and I'll get back with you as soon as I can. Or you can find me on my Facebook, which is Manny Chumiso. You can email me, and also, if anything, you can comment in my Facebook and see me first or whatever, because I have so much I would wish to share. So thank you so very much, and God bless. When you start looking into the research of curcumin, I swear you're going to see so many different types of benefits. Oh my God, there's so many. The studies that's out there is immense. I mean, thousands and thousands. The doctors are like, they want to know. They're not patented. They want to give you something. But remember, this is a food. This is a food. There's no side effects. It's like eating an apple. You know? There's so many benefits in eating our fruits and vegetables. And when you add this curcumin into your diet, your body's just going to do so much. It's just going to do so much. So do your research, because the more you know, the more you can help yourself. But the more you help yourself, the more you're able to help others, because you're inspiring others to improve themselves. Remember, you can't change others. You can only change yourself, because everybody's like a bubble. You can't touch the bubble because it'll pop, but you can change yourself. By changing yourself, you're giving a little blow, and you're able to change other people's bubbles. It's a beautiful thing. Now, doesn't matter how young you are, doesn't matter how old you are. What's most important is health is wealth. Yes, health is wealth. You can have a beautiful Lamborghini, but if you're sick in bed, what's the point of driving that Lamborghini? Health is wealth. Remember that. It's all about you. It's about your family. It's about your friends. Health is the most important. Thank you so very much. So you guys have an awesome day. And thank you again for watching this presentation. Comment, subscribe. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bye.